Okay, today I'm going to make a video on how I cast my lead fishing sinkers. I always do it outside for plenty of ventilation, and you always want to make sure you got some kind of respirator and safety glasses whenever you're casting lead. So what I use a Coleman stove. I got one pan dedicated just for lead. I always use it. I'll melt it all down, refine it, and get all the slag out and cast it into little ingots first. Once you do that process the first time, you purify the lead, then the next time you go to melt it down to pour sinkers, you got nice pure lead. I use a stainless steel spoon for scraping all the slag out, and I dump it in a pan. So like I said, you want to make sure you do it outdoors for ventilation, and you always want to use a respirator and safety glasses. Good thick leather gloves for handling the hot equipment. So this is what I got, a whole bunch of old pieces of scrap lead. I'll melt these down, make it into ingots, and get all the slag and dirt out in the first processing step. Okay, first thing we'll do is get our stove lit. Run the heat pretty high. We'll just go ahead and set some of the lead chunks in there to start melting down. Alright, so we got a nice skillet full of lead melted down here now. What we'll do is we'll take and scrape all the slag off, get a nice pure lead, pour it in the ladle, and make an ingot for future casting. So this is the first step in processing lead. Get all the slag, dirt, and impurities out. So while that ingot in that ladle cools, we'll go ahead and keep melting down lead. This is the last of what I have today. So once it cools a little bit in the ladle, just come over here to our wood block and knock her out. That's about 3.5 pounds each, anywhere from 3.5 to 3.7. Nice ingots for casting sinkers. Already refined once, all the slag and dirt and rust removed. Now it'll melt right down into a good pure lead for casting sinkers. Well, all right, we got our lead refined into chunks, and we got a big assortment of molds. So we got anywhere from a 16-ounce cannonball, no-roll flat sinkers for river and surf fishing, big 10 and 12-ounce egg sinkers for snapper fishing, half-ounce and ounce egg sinkers for bottom fishing, all the way down to 1/16 ounce and 1/8 of an ounce little sinkers. So big variety of molds here. Whenever I cast, I'll sit around and I'll cast a whole bunch and have all I need for about a year's worth. So lead's refined. Let's get to making sinkers. All right, so we got our lead melted up to temp. We got a good cool breeze for ventilation. Put on a respirator. Safety glasses, leather gloves, and we'll start pouring and see what happens here. And if they start to take a set, All right, let's see what we got when we open up the first cannonball. Beautiful. I did a lot of extra screw on that one. And our flat sinkers. And we'll knock the screw off later. Beautiful. The first go around, they don't cast all the way, you just remelt them. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Put your little pins right back in. Alright, so that wraps up on how I cast lead sinkers from scrap lead. So you can see I got 1/8, half and 1 ounce egg sinkers. Got 12 and 16 ounce egg sinkers for snapper fishing. Got 16 ounce and 12 ounce cannonballs for deep sea and snapper fishing. 3, 4, 5 ounce no roll sinkers for surf fishing and fishing catfish in the river. It's that simple. I don't own all these molds. Several of my friends buy them and we share lead and molds and all, so nobody has the big expense all to themselves. So thanks a lot to Boo Breland and John Stubbs for the use of their molds. So till the next video, get out there and go fishing.